Hi everyone, good evening, all of you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'm Rooney. Today we are going to start our new podcast, Ask Anything to Girls, hashtag AATG. And today is my co host and the guest, obviously, Vandana. She's a wonderful speaker, and we are going to talk about a very important topic, a part of our social life, which is domestic violence. In India, we have seen the domestic violence increased from 2001 to 2018, it's already 53% increased. So we are going to talk about that domestic violence and why it's increasing day by day, what are the root causes of domestic violence, and how we can solve the problem. Recently, we have seen the trailer, the movie by Alia Bhatt, which his name is Darlings. And in that particular thing, we have seen that what is the effect and side effect of domestic violence. Definitely, we are going to talk about that movie, Darlings, and along with that, we will definitely ask some questions to our members and our guest as well, Vandana. And also, we'll pick up some YouTube questions which posted by our members in our YouTube community post. If you have any question till now or you wanna ask, definitely you can submit your question in the YouTube community box. Otherwise, we can keep chance you after a while. So before going to the conclusion, definitely we will come up with different stage, different part of the podcast. First, we are gonna talk about why this is happening. Second, we're gonna talk about the impact. Third, we'll talk about the solution. Okay, and at last there will be a quiz regarding the domestic violence. So definitely, I hope you will enjoy the podcast with me, Rooney, and our guest Vandana. So Vandana, good evening.
Good evening, Rooney. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so
Good
much, Rooney,
evening.
uh, for inviting me as a guest. I think this topic is very sensitive and very important because being a responsible citizen, we have to raise our voice against this issue. So yeah, thank you
Mhm.
so much. I'm really
We are we are
excited
we are
to be here.
glad to have you here in the first ever podcast by Team Steady Learners. So what are you feeling right now?
I'm really feeling very good because I'm a strong feminist. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And our society is facing such issues. So I would be really be grateful to you, Rooney, for making me the part of this session where I can also raise my voice against this issue. So obviously I'm very excited, very emotional also because I understand how women are suffering or
Mm-hmm.
society is suffering with this issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great that you are excited and you are the part of the podcast as well. And we are also excited to go with the topic and why
Yeah.
we choose this topic in the very part of our first podcast. The main reason of choosing this topic is because the movie Darlings. It released yesterday on Netflix. I don't know how many people watched this movie Darlings, but I recommend all of you. You should watch the movie. You have seen something in trailer, but the movie is actually different. And on Twitter, you have seen. I hope everyone have seen that people are talking to boycott Darlings. Why to boycott that movie? Then we'll also come with that question. So that's why the topic we have chosen, domestic violence, is I think relevant because it's going everywhere. It's very popular. It's very trending on social media platform. So I'm super excited to talk about this with all the people. There are lots of girls are here who will definitely going to answer all those questions, and I am also going to ask some questions to you, Vandana. So first question
Sure.
from my side to you. So that have you ever seen any kind of domestic violence in your real life?
Yes, Rooney. Into my neighborhood, I have seen one family where that woman, she used to take care of the children and she was such like poor lady. She used to be beaten up uh, by her husband every second day, and you won't believe that person used to play radio in last sound so that neighbor should not hear. And second day when we used to look at that lady, she used to get so many, what we say, mark bruises over all her body. So she used to tell us. So that was very sad part to see, but yeah, I have seen such cases.
So you have seen that
Yeah,
actually happens in real life, right?
yeah.
Because where I live, I have never seen that kind of situation ever. But it's not a myth, or it's not a fake thing which we are hearing, that a girl or a boy being tortured by the other gender after, especially after marriage, right? And I believe that it's increasing day by day according to the Indian Times data. Definitely, we are gonna share those data as well in our YouTube channel. But before that, I am, very sad to hear from you that you have realized that it's happening in India, especially in India we are talking about. So my second question for you, Vandana, that what your take on this, and why this is happening in our society every time, or uh, what are the root causes of this particular problem, domestic violence?
So, Rooney, before moving to your question, I would like to give little brief on the topic, because people think that only husband can do domestic violence with her wife, right? But let me make it clear that domestic violence is a violence committed by someone in the victim's domestic circle. This means this includes partners, ex-partners, immediate family members, other relatives, and family friends. Yeah, so it covers large area. Also, if you'll talk about who are mainly victim of domestic violence, though women form the largest group of victim, but men, children, and elderly people can also be victims of domestic violence. How elderly people? Meaning, we might have seen so many videos which run on the social media, that daughter-in-law is beating to their father-in-law, right? So I think anyone can do such
Hmm.
activity with you, and you can, or anyone can come under domestic violence through anybody into that domestic circle.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So it's not like that we whatever we mindset we have, that only girls are suffering by that. Children, old age people, and men,
men,
all
yes,
people are suffering, right?
exactly.
So
Yeah.
this is not like that. I mean, we have a mindset, right? That only girls are facing problem. Girls are beaten by her husband.
Mm,
It's not like
no,
that, I hope.
not like that.
So
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly. And
so yeah,
you
yeah.
asked
Please
me that
continue.
what are the causes. So I would say
Hmm.
domestic violence often occurs when the abuser believes that abuse is an entitlement or acceptable,
Hmm. Hmm.
justified, or
Hmm.
unlikely to be reported.
Hmm.
Because we are aware that our country is, in we have that culture, because where we believe that only men can lead the society, right? So
Hmm.
when one child, who is male child, is being raised in the family, they think that they are everything, they can take decision, women is secondary. So they think in that way. Then they get married, they think that every decision will be taken by me only, women should be living with them as a slave. So mentality plays very very important role here.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
So you are claiming that it's kind of depend on our surroundings, our upbringing, right? I mean,
right,
the
right,
way a child grew up in his or her life, I mean, in terms of girls. So you are
exactly,
claiming that, right?
right.
Okay, okay. That's the thing. Anyway, definitely we are going to the some questions that asked by our members in our YouTube community. So I am going to choose the first question from asked by Swastik Datta in our YouTube community post. So there are two questions. Any girls can give the answer. Okay, I'm repeating again. Any girls can give the answer. The first question he asked: can domestic violence by committed women's against women? I'm repeating the question again. Can domestic violence be committed by women against women? The first question. So, any girls from our audience would like to give the answer? Hello.
Question, girls? Did you understand the question, girls? Or should I
Should I
ask Rooney
repeat?
to repeat?
Yeah, I understand her.
Okay, very
Can
good.
I answer?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
please.
yeah. Preeti, please.
Okay, so can domestic violence be committed by women against women, right? Of course, it can be committed, and as we have seen and we have heard so many cases of a married woman that she faces in her home, uh, her mother-in-law from a mother-in-law. So she's also a woman who does violence against her. So yeah, women also does domestic violence against a woman.
Okay.
She gave
Vandana,
very
would you
good
like to
example.
add?
Yeah, she gave very good
Exactly.
example.
Mm-hmm.
As definition says, domestic
Mm-hmm.
violence is violence committed by someone in the victim's domestic circle. That means it can be daughter-in-law doing it with her mother-in-law and vice
Mm-hmm.
versa, or with sister-in-law, right? Or any
Mm-hmm.
relative, women to women. So yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
covers women versus women also.
Okay, and Vandana, most of the time we have seen, especially in reality shows and not reality shows, the daily soap, we say
Hmm.
that, most of the time we have seen that a woman actually torturing another woman. So, is this actually going to happen? Is this actually happening in the society? I mean, yeah, in TV, in television, we can see many things, right? So sometimes some things are false. They are just portray. They are just acting, right? But
Hmm.
in reality, is this happening, or is this the only thing that going to happen, or what to say? I mean to say that
Hmm.
elderly
Oh,
woman, or if a woman is married, right,
right.
and she came from his family to another family, and
Hmm.
those family are torturing that woman, or that woman is torturing the whole family. So is this
Yeah.
happening?
So sad part is that Rooney,
Mm,
yeah, yes, it is happening. We can take an example of one
mhm,
family where one girl is getting married and going into that family, and
mhm,
the groom who is very aggressive. Okay, if
mhm,
mother-in-law or sister-in-law will support the newly married girl,
mhm,
don't you think that we can reduce the issue and they can make groom understand, brother, you doing very bad with that new uh, like my sister-in-law. This is she's new girl, she also needs respect as we all need. So if
mhm.
women will support women, then I think large percentage will reduce, this issue will reduce drastically. But sad part is that here
Mm.
women is against women, which is very bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, Okay. Then we can come up with the next question asked by Swastik Datta again. That what should a man do if he is a victim of domestic violence? So, any girls, any audience would like to give the answer?
Hello.
Hi, Priyanka.
Hi, Mr. Rooney. Hi, Miss Fanna. So I'm going to
Hello.
okay, so you know what? I haven't seen that cases where man is a victim of domestic violence. I have always
Mm-hmm,
listened and I have always heard that only a woman. I've also seen the live example in my neighborhood, in my relatives, that women is victim of domestic violence. But if I like, if you are saying that if a man is victim of domestic violence, so maybe there is a reason behind it, right? Like, I'm not supporting that like girl is doing it is correct. It's not correct, it is wrong. But I think that maybe due to some reasons, like I think that self respect is the most crucial things for the women, right? If a man is insulting her again and again in front of other people's, ignoring her feelings and openly cheating on a partner who isn't into the force of love, so like I think that maybe that's the reason the girl is doing this. But I think it's not correct. So men can take steps. He can also leave her, and yes, and but it doesn't mean that she do domestic violence. There should be mutual understanding between both the parties, like between both the gender, that we should understand each other. And yes, this is what I want to say.
Yeah, Priyanka, actually very well said. So I agree with her. See, like Swastik asked very good question. What a man should do if that person is or man is suffering with domestic violence. So I would strongly suggest that he should also take an action against the domestic violence. See, in our society, people think that if a man is complaining against a woman, then that person will think that, oh my God, how can I say that my wife is doing the domestic violence with me because
Yes,
I am a man,
exactly.
and it is a social stigma that how man
Hmm.
can suffer from women. My God, I will be insulted by so many people, and they don't go to police station or they don't talk to any relatives or in the family. So this is very
Yeah,
very
and you know
sad.
what, Vandana, if they
Hmm.
complain in the court, if they file a complaint, they don't take it seriously. They think that maybe there is a maybe he is the victim,
Yeah.
maybe he done anything, maybe he done something wrong. So they don't take it seriously at all. They think it's their problem. He has done anything wrong. The girl is not at all like she's right. If because everyone consider girl as a right, as a
Hmm.
अच्छी लड़की and
Boy
girl
as
as
a
a
wrong.
bad boy. Yes.
Actually, absolutely correct, Priyanka. So, be it man, since we'll talk about gender equality first, so I think they both should go or take an action against it. Do not keep quiet, speak up. That's the answer.
But Vandana
Yeah,
and Priyanka, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kamala, definitely I will give you chance. There is actually no law to protect men against domestic violence. I hope you know all. There is no particular law. So then, how a man can register a complaint?
Yeah, this is a very good question, Rooney. See, the Domestic Violence Act 2005 makes no provision for men to lodge cases of domestic violence against women,
Mhm.
but there is one more option where aggrieved men can file for divorce or judicial separation on the ground of cruelty. But I would say this is not justified with men, because how can anyone directly go and file complain to get divorce directly? Solution is not divorce every time, right? So government should amend the law now, and they should think from men perspective. Even they need such facility where they can comfortably go and file a case against domestic violence.
Okay, that's
I think
that's
Priyanka
great.
wanted to, or
Mhm.
somebody, Kamla wanted to speak up
Yeah,
on the
Kamala,
same.
would you like to speak up?
good evening. Yeah, good evening, and thank you to giving me chance. Swastik asked a question regarding the domestic violence. You know, I did not see any case domestic violence for the as a victim of by the boys. I never seen, but I observed that I will give a another name, that is you can say mental pressure, yeah, emotional, you can say emotional torture has taken by the girls nowadays. Even girls are nowadays girls are creating so much issues. Some small things like if you will not wish, they will create a scene. If you will not good morning, then they will create a some. This is a thing. Domestic violence, we cannot say a particular thing. We can say emotional torture, yeah, effect of the mental health. These type of stuff nowadays girls are doing with her boyfriend, yeah, her husband, these things. But domestic violence, as a victim, though, domestic violence for boys, I do not see that stuff. So, and I have a option, I have a solution for the boys, and that is, if you feel this type of stuff, then you have to discuss all the things to your partner, and you have to understand what she is saying. If you gonna marriage life, if you gonna a permanent relationship, then you have to check the all the things, because you are going to a relationship, and on that moment you will not create issues for just some small thing, like a birthday wish, like a gift and all that. These are very small things rather than your relationship. then you have to check the maturity level of the girl. So that's it.
Okay, Kamla,
Yeah,
well
well
explained.
said. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, well explained. Anyway, Vandana, you would you like to add any point, whatever Kamla said?
Yeah, so Kamla
Hmm.
said that she did not see any such cases where
Hmm.
uh, men is suffering with domestic violence. So very like people are understanding the equality. People are understanding that they should raise the voice. So recently, I think 1 month back, one government officer was uh, getting beaten up from his wife. He simply put a CCTV camera and shown everyone that I'm getting beaten up, because if without proof I would have gone to police station and would have filed a complaint, then nobody would have trust me. So yeah, so cases are going on against that women. So yeah, we are seeing cases nowadays, which is very good thing. That means
Hmm.
society is keeping it changes, towards, we are moving towards the changes now.
Okay, that's great. Um, I mean, yeah, I mean, we must overcome the stigma, right? That what is going on, what are the mindset we have, that only girls are suffering. That's ultimately not true.
Not at
It
all
can be
possible.
it can be, against men, right? Whatever we discussed, and definitely there should be some solution, and obviously in every cases there should be some proofs. Yeah, that's the thing. Anyway,
Yeah.
we can come up with another question, and this question asked by Priyanka, who already gave a answer. Uh, why female are unsafe inside their house? Okay, I'm repeating
I
the
would
question again.
okay, I
Hmm.
would like to repeat this question. Okay.
Okay, please.
So, you know what, like if I ask anyone, if I ask any parent or any people that if I ask anyone that where a female is unsafe, so they will ultimately say that of course outside, right? But no, it's not correct. The girls are unsafe inside the home, not outside, right? And you know what, why only girls here all the times that be careful, don't go outside, don't wear this, don't do this, don't do that, all the things, all the stuffs. Why all the do's and don'ts and all the stuffs, all the restrictions are on one gender only, and that is girls, their wives, their children, their daughter. So I would like to ask this question.
And Dhoni, this is very good question being raised
Yeah.
by
Mm-hmm.
Priyanka. So I
By
think I'm
Priyanka.
expecting answers from boys' side. What they think on this topic?
Yeah, before that,
Yeah.
any girl would like to give the answer,
Okay.
especially because the to a podcast in on ask
Hmm.
anything to girls. So I would
Yeah.
like to
Okay.
give chance to the girls only. Any
Okay.
girl can give the answer. After that, we can go for boys
Okay.
perspective. Okay. The question was asked by Priyanka that why female are unsafe inside their house, and the second question was why all the do's and don'ts, all the restriction are on only female. ये मत करो, वो मत करो, like that only. So anybody would like to give the answer? Any girl from the audience? If no one is giving the answer, then yeah, Kamla.
I already have spoken.
Okay. So who are there?
Okay. So okay.
Hmm.
So I would like to give answer, Dhoni. So very good question
Okay.
raised by Priyanka, that why women are not safe inside their own house. I think reason is like sociological or behavioral factor involves here, like aggressive attitude of male society, or controlling attitude. They always want to control women. Then also superiority complex. They have only I can take decision. Whatever goes on, girls are being taking as secondary in the family, right? Also, when it comes to talk about safety, then I don't want to like
Mhm,
start that topic, but we have seen, relatives are physically abusing women. Many a case, many a time we have seen. So
mhm,
that's the reason. Lack of awareness. Still, we feel that women are secondary in the society, and men only can lead the society. That is the answer.
mhm,
Yes, exactly. You know what, Vanna? People think that girls are the weaker section and boys are the powerful section. So it, they don't think they created that environment like from childhood, from our childhood only. People will say, don't dress up like girls, don't cry like girls, don't behave like girls. That means their mentality is like that. They think that girls are weaker, they can't do anything,
Exactly.
and that is the only reason that people used to manipulate girls. They think that they will don't take any action, I can do anything with him with her easily. So this is the thing, this is what, this all the stuffs are happening, which is worst and which is the bad reality of this era. Yes.
Yes, I remember
Hello,
that. Yes,
hello.
yes, Art. I remember that, I have seen people scolding their children, male child, that are you a girl? Don't cry like girl. Don't cry like girl. Like they feel that you are a man, you are a boy, you are stronger, and females are weaker. So don't imitate them. So it is our responsibility that we have to change the mentality now.
Yes, exactly. And you know, one more thing I have seen, like boys created that mentality that yes, I'm the most powerful person, and if he used to propose any girl, and if a girl will reject her, and if a girl will deny to do that, they will take this to their ego, and then they will use to like do bad things. They will do acid attacks and all this stuffs happening only because of this negative attitude.
But
Absolutely.
Priyanka and Vandana, I would like to raise one question. Like as you said that boys try to take it, as a ego, right? So I have seen many times that girls become super possessive and super jealous that if a boy is talking with another girl. So these things is happening, right? Even I have seen in my real life. Um, so it's not like that only, boys can't accept that reaction. Probably boys may can have a little extra ego and girl may can control it little better. But also it's true that it's fact that girls also kind of jealous and they can't take that his her man is talking with another girl or they are feeling jealous. This is also happening. So yeah, that's quite natural. I don't know why. So Vandana and Priyanka or any other girl would like to give the answer. Why this happens?
So I think that it happens due to the lack of what we say trust and bonding and understanding. If like you know what, sometimes we should talk with our partners that what is happening to them, what is the problem, but we don't do that. We just overthink and we create many things in our mind, many thoughts, negative thoughts, and then we used to justify due to this thought like he is wrong, I am correct. So these things are happening only because we don't used to talk, we don't even try to understand. We only think that I only have problem, he don't have any problem, he can't understand, he can't love me, and all this stuffs, and we do overthinking, and we are not ready to accept that what is going on. Yes, Snow is speaking something. Yes, Snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Priyanka. I agree with that. It's actually, with our partners, we will be having some communication gap. We don't actually communicate with our feelings. And, because of that communication gap, as well as, because of our insecurity, like if our man is talking to another girl, we will be feeling jealous because it mostly comes from insecurity that, okay, maybe he might leave me and go with another woman. That's the kind of insecurity. I think it's not only for girls, I guess, earlier, as Rooney asked, like why do we have this kind of insecurity or jealousy? I think it's not only we see that in girls, it's also most common in guys. Like I have seen so many guys who restrict their wives or girlfriends, like you don't talk to other guys, you don't talk to, even some severe cases I have seen that they actually restrict their wives from talking to her own parents or to her own family. I have seen it in so many cases. I think it's like
I have
they feel mhm.
Yes, you know what? This is 100% true. I have seen in my like I have seen live example of that. There was my cousin
Exactly.
and she was very beautiful, and her husband was not that much. And after her marriage, what had happened? His husband is very possessive type, and he don't
Right.
even allow her to talk with anyone. Don't even allow to
Exactly.
save any man's number because he think that my wife is very beautiful. Maybe I don't know what type of mentality, but it's literally very bad.
Priyanka, actually, I would like to say in that case, sometimes, whenever some people gets more than what they deserve, they will be really insecure and possessive about that thing. Otherwise,
Yeah,
most of the
exactly.
men will be really, gentle and caring. They won't really care, like,
Mhm.
they will be having this secure feeling, like whatever happens, whatever she talks to her colleagues or guy friends, she won't leave me, she won't cheat me. They will be having this secure feeling with them. I think
I
that's the
think you
difference
should
between
have
most of
you
them.
you should have that much of trust between yourself, so
Exactly.
that if your partner is talking to anyone, you can understand. You have that mentality that yes, she is mine. Whether she is talking to anyone, she will be always mine.
Exactly.
I say
So I must trust on my girlfriend.
Yes, you
Anyway,
should,
just
Rooney.
just kidding. Okay, to light up the mood. Okay, next question. I'm directly going to the next question, Vandana, Priyanka, and Snow. Thank you so much giving the answer, Snow and Priyanka. Next question asked by Utpal Sinha in our YouTube community post. By the way, those who don't know how to post your question, just go to our YouTube community and put your question, and we'll definitely take that question. Next question asked by Utpal Sinha. My question is, we know very well most of Indian women are illiterate. So, if a illiterate woman is also a victim of domestic violence, so what will she do against about? Okay, nice question, Utpal. Anybody would like to give the answer? Preeti, Kamala, Epsilon, and other women also. Fluviophile, SK, Shraddha, Anam, Liger. Anyone who is
So
speaking?
Rooney, can you
Mhm.
repeat the question because
Yeah,
I couldn't.
I am
Yeah.
repeating the question again. Asked
Mm-hmm.
by Utpal Sinha. My question is, we know very well most of Indian women are illiterate. So, if a illiterate woman is also a victim of domestic violence, what she will do against it?
husband, na, against her husband.
Against her husband or family?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
So,
I
what
have
she
a
should do?
solution.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a
But
solution.
remember, but remember, the woman is illiterate. Okay.
Women is illiterate.
Hmm.
Okay. Yes. Totally illiterate.
Yeah, illiterate means she don't know how to sign, right? That's we call illiterate.
Okay. First of all, we cannot say in this era most of the women are illiterate. Yeah, we can say around 50%, 40% around illiterate, totally illiterate. But nowadays, Rooney, every woman has most of the women has phone, TV, and they know how to deal it because every time government has been advertisement about this thing, and so many serials are coming in our TV, and then they know they realize how to remove this thing. And if you suppose a woman who are illiterate, then I have a solution at that moment. You will go to NGOs, yeah, Anganwadi, yeah, there are so many ASHA workers in our area. You can go there. You can talk your MLA, MP. Yeah, you can say some person who are educated in your area. So these are the stuff. But nowadays people know about the things due to social media and YouTube also. YouTube also part of a very important role to reduce these things. There are so many videos in Hindi, in English, in any mother language. They are also available. How to reduce it, how to take divorce, how to take if you will feel
Kamla,
domestic violence. Yes.
how to take divorce? She can't type. Remember this. Then
Okay,
how,
Rooney,
what she will do?
can
Mhm.
I
So
answer?
she
Yeah,
can
please.
Yes, yes, Kamla. Okay.
use
So I,
she can use voice
yeah,
message also, na, nowadays.
okay. So
Voice message
Rooney,
are also available.
I don't think literacy plays important role to raise your voice, that women can go to any nearest police station and describe what has happened, what is happening with her on daily basis, right? At least she can say that my husband is beating me on daily basis. I'm respecting him a lot, but still he is not behaving in that mood, right? At least she can describe, and police is able to understand that kind of complaint comes under what. Maybe she's not able to speak in this way that I am suffering with domestic violence, but she can describe what is happening. Secondly, any educated person who is staying around her or that lady, that person should help her.
Okay.
Um,
Like Tina,
Yes,
no
no?
one will help.
Yes. Vandana, like there is a fact, there is research shows that like there are 42% of men and 52% of women that believe who believes that it is reasonable for a man to beat his wife. Why? Because they think that he is my pati and he can do anything he wants. So they get habit of that, and they don't even take action because they think they always give priority their husband, and their husband, what they do, they just take advantage of that thing. And they always if they feel that I should complain, they always take step back, one step back, because they think what their family, what their relatives will think about her. So this is the worst problem.
right. And when a woman is illiterate, no, Priyanka, like they won't be. I don't think they know how to use mobile. First of all, even if they know, like most of the time, what happens is like they don't be knowing such things like, okay, this is not allowed, I should not get beaten by my husband. They won't be knowing the fact that like from childhood only they will be hearing like men will get aggressive sometimes, men will abuse you sometimes, but you will have to endure that pain because
You have,
you have to अपनी गृहस्थी संभाला like that, or you have to endure that pain because of your children or your further life. Because most of the times like even if they get to, even if they become aware of the fact that they should not get beaten like that, but they won't be having any other options. Like most of the time what happens, even if they get divorced, then what, how they will survive, how their children will survive, what will they do? Like most of the times we have seen after a girl gets married off, her parents won't allow her to come back. Like okay, ana jana it will be okay, but most of the times if she leaves her husband, or if she comes back after having a fight, they won't be keeping her in their home. That's the usually case. So they don't have such options like leaving their husband, or going to a police station mostly.
Okay. That's great, Snow. Thank you so much for answering the question. And because we have very less time in our hand, it's already 9:50, so we can directly jump up to the next question asked by Shine. Okay, I am asking the question. He asked why women don't leave their husband even after they get beaten by her husband so many times. Okay, any answer?
Yes, I would like
Can
to answer
I?
for that question.
Okay,
Sure,
Epsilon.
sure.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I think in terms of girls, the reason is because the girls are raised in the house of their parents and later in the house of their in-laws. Most of the women have no particular place that can be theirs, even if they are financially independent. So if they go back to their parents, sometimes parents don't accept it, or there is a less pressure of the society. I know one case where like the in-laws complained to the girl's parents where they said that your girl is useless, just a piece of garbage to us. And that parent, like the father, replied that you take one big stone and throw it on her head. We don't care. The girl is died for us when she was married and out of from like she was step away from our house. We don't care at all. Like they are not they are not ready to take responsibility of a girl after getting married. So there are many cases. Even sometimes the girls are blinded by the love and so called the pati's Parmeshwar. Even like if he is not treating you like goddess, why you are treating him like God and giving him all the permission to uh, handle your body like shit. So yeah, that's the case.
Okay, that's great answer, Epsilon. Thank you for giving the answer. And okay, Vandana, you would like to add anything, or should I take the
No, she
next
was
question from
very well.
audience?
Yeah, she
Mhm.
explained it very well. Yeah. Please, next question, Rooney.
Okay, it's asked by Sani Gupta, probably. I'm not sure. It's probably his channel, Visrelia Adda. So probably Sani Pro, if you are hearing this, I hope please tell it's you or not. But I feel that it's you. He asked, actually nowadays husband earns a lot of money, and because of this husband are not giving time to his wife. Okay, can these things lead to domestic violence in the future? Okay, I'm repeating the question again. Actually nowadays husbands are earning a lot of money, and because of this husband can't give time to his wife. Can these things lead to domestic violence in future? Nice question. It can be, I personally believe. Um, anyway, I would like to hear from other people. Okay, anybody would like to give the answer? Preeti?
Yeah, am I audible?
Mhm. You are.
Okay, so I would like to say I'm not sure about the physical violence, but yeah, it will definitely cause the emotional violence in future because if you are not giving time to your wife, and you can see here the violence against men because that's how in the most of the cases men's are treated and um, men's are treated and tortured by their women like this. Uh, Obviously if he is not giving time to her woman, then she will demand time from him and she will start torturing him, and it will become a kind of mess, and it starts means a conflict will start between their relationship. So yeah, it can create a domestic violence in future.
Okay. Oil answered, Preeti. I
Yes,
hope,
Preeti.
I
Very well
mean,
said.
Sani Gupta will get his answer. Anyway, I would like to take the question from YouTube once again. It's asked by VI, our friend Vishal. So he asked, most of the people think that female gender is the victim only. But my first question is, what about the male gender? Second question, on which basis female gender do domestic violence against male gender? what are what is the psychology or thought of the female gender? Okay, so these are the two questions, and there is another question given by asked by him. Okay, first I would like to take these two questions. The first question, I think we already discussed about it. My question is, what about male gender? Yes, we already discussed VI. I hope you heard that question. And second question, on which basis female gender do domestic violence against male gender? What is the psychology or thought of female gender? Nice question. Anybody would like to give the answer? Vandana
Yes,
or
Runi.
any other?
Anyone else? If
Hmm.
anyone no, then I will go. So I think when it comes to talk about any female doing domestic violence against her husband or any man in the family, so reason I think should be the psychological reason. That means that person is that women is very aggressive or into depression, right? Or maybe that lady is having dominating nature. Only these can be the reason, I think, Rooney.
Okay.
Or
Uh,
maybe she's super
I think
strong.
if yeah,
yes, Sunil,
if
please one
that
by one. Sunil, please one by one. Yeah. Priyanka, you can answer later. Yeah, Sunil, you can answer it.
I think if that woman and that girl is not getting respect, or as someone saying, if that husband is not giving time to her, then of course that will change in domestic violence one day, because she will ask to him about time, and he's not giving time. He's just earning money or spending his time with friend circle or other family members and his relatives, but not giving time to her wife, his wife. So of course that will make her upset, and that will change in domestic violence. There is the I think she should also need respect and need time.
I think I asked a different question, Sunil. Anyway, thanks for giving the answer. What Vishal asked,
Rooney,
that
Rooney,
uh,
Ro-
just a moment, please let me ask the question again. On which basis female gender do domestic violence against to male gender? What is the psychology or thought process of female gender? So now anyone can give the answer. Please, one by one. Who would
Rooney,
like to
I
give
would
the answer?
like to give two
Okay,
reasons.
Siv. Okay, Siv, go
What
ahead.
I saw.
Mm.
First is like Vanna or Priyanka has said that sometimes insecurity in women's about their husband or the possessive nature of their that would be a second one is like when the financial disparity exists between husband and wife. Like if a wife is earning more than her husband at that time, because what I saw that if a husband is earning more than his wife, that time life just runs smoothly, because in our country or in entire world, it is now accepted that if a male is earning more than his wife, then it means there is no problem between both of them. But if a female is earning more than husband, then that time ego of both the person, means female as well as male, uh, get in conflict. So financial imbalance can be the reason. At that time women may not or means commit any type of atrocities against men or his partner, because he will make him feel inferior because she is earning more than to him. So at that time male partner can face this type of problem. And third thing is like when that partner, that male person is quite attached with his parents also, because I it is very common in our country especially that when a male get married and a girl come to his house, just 2-3 years from the marriage, they get separated from their parents. And what the parents said, they said that their daughter-in-law is the main cause. Means the wife of that person is the main cause because she has created such environment that they get separated. I'm not saying the wife of that person is responsible for that separation, but most of the cases, just because the women uh, means the wife of that person not consider the parents of his partner as her parents most of the time, because she took more time to consider those means father-in-law and mother-in-law as parents. She just not allow her husband to share his love equally with uh, her as well as his parents. So these are the 2-3 reasons what I observe.
Okay, thank
Right.
you so
Right.
much, Steve. Yeah,
Right.
Pawan Kumar, I will ask you the next question, okay? Asked by uh, Vishal only. Uh, when a man is proven innocent of a divorce accusation by a woman, he is still judged as being guilty. Why? Wonderful question, Vishal. That's true. It's kind of it's kind of our thoughts, our perspective towards the men, that that person is torturing uh, his wife or family. So I'm repeating the question once again, Pawan Kumar. This is for you. You can give the answer, but make it short. Uh, when a man is proven innocent of a divorce accusation by a woman, he is still charged by just as being guilty. Why?
Yeah. Yeah. This is because of the rule of Indian government. Rule is being biased towards the woman. Because if a wife wants to have divorce, then she can file a case against her husband and she can get the divorce only within 6 months. But if a husband wants divorce, even having a reasonable reason behind it, nevertheless, he will have to run to the courts for maybe 3 years, 4 years, even 6 years. There is no any fixed rule like husband can get divorce only within 6 months, as it happens with the girls, as it happens with the wives. So this is the biased feeling of our Indian, rule. So this is happening. And the second thing is as it was discussed by Vandana and Priyanka and other person, 2005 rule was regarding to protect the women against the violence and all. So because of that rule, now most of the women has get that they have got such right that if they go to any police station and say ki, like my husband is torturing me or my in-laws are torturing me, everyone would believe, and even without having any evidence she can file a case against her husband or against her in-laws. Okay, but this is not the case with the male. If a male is being tortured, because I am sharing this one event of, I have seen, I was the witness of that, and this is the event from New Delhi that was located in Daryaganj, and one person was there, and it was just 10 years back story. One person, he was working in Punjab National Bank as a clerk. Okay, but he was a single person. He was a single boy of his parents, and boy, even the parents, they both died, and he was single man. Okay, but his wife, her in-law, we can say she had three brothers, and they were very aggressive. Okay, what wife used to do at the time of salary, like that person was getting his salary on 4th of every month from Punjab National Bank, and when on 4th of every month when he used to come to his house, that lady asked that salary, please give it to me. Initially he denied. What happened to that person? Like, she called her three brothers, and they
abused that person, and even after some of couple of months they started beating that person. So I saw that person, and even that person went to the police station to case or to complain against his wife, and the police station, in the police personals, they started laughing. Oh, such what a kind of man you are, that you are being beaten by your wife and you are coming here to just complain. And nobody was believing, and he could not file any case, he could not file any complaint. So this is happening because government has given that protection to the women, and they are being misusing, and they are using these rules as an instrument to torture men, innocent men they can do. Yes, that's all from my side.
Wonderful, Pawan Kumar. I mean, I hope Vishal got the answer of whatever Pawan Kumar said. And yeah, that's true. That's true. It's kind
Very
of
well said,
stigma.
Pawan Kumar. Yeah, he covers like
Thank,
very good example he gave. Yeah.
Hmm.
thank you, ma'am. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's true. I mean, if something happens with men, so always people say that, okay, why you are crying like a girl? That's kind of stigma we still have. Anyway,
Absolutely.
thank you so much, Pawan Kumar, for explaining the question in such a nice way. Okay,
Thank you, Ronnie.
next question, asked by Shivam Sharma. He asked, is being financially independent only the way to tackle the problems of domestic violence? Because wife is dependent to his husband, so it became her weaknesses. And if a husband doesn't earn much or jobless, it's also the reason of domestic violence because of he is also mentally tortured by his wife. So how much your financial condition affect the domestic violence? Okay. In short, he just wanted to ask that uh, actually financial condition are responsible for domestic violence. So anyone would like to give the answer? Before anyone give the answer, I just wanna say that there will be a quiz, special quiz regarding the topic domestic violence. We'll definitely start it in sometimes. But before that, anyone want to ask and give the answer?
Yes,
Is
I would
financial
love
con
to,
Okay, Sandy.
if I
Is
can.
financial condition affect the domestic
Mm.
violence? It's in short, the question is okay.
Yeah, sure. So first of all, we should come to know about the reasons. There can be different reasons for this domestic violence, which is prevalence in our country, India. There are many, and one of the prime reason is financial one. Directly coming to the point, I will start with this one. So yeah, financial condition is highly required. So I will also go with an example, and will try to elaborate it to you so that you all can understand. So here comes a story of one of my friend. He was from Bihar. Totally telling you all about him. So his sister was married to a person in rural area actually, and after getting married, she was forced to uh, she was forced and was asked about the money. The people were quite okay with the financial condition, but still they want huge amount of money. I don't know why, and still they also don't know why. The girl can't fulfill their whole trust. She can't quench their trust first of all, but she was forced to, and she was getting beaten and so many things. After all, finally, what she did, like, she can't go to her family cause it's prohibited, and it's a social stigma in our society that uh, it's not a it's against her respect actually. So girl can't go to her home and can't live uh, in a husband house. So what she did, finally she committed suicide. And my friends have posted everywhere, and they demand for the person who have done this, the husband should be getting punished by the court. So this was the thing. So what we can conclude this from this story, this real incident, is that yeah, financial condition is highly prevalent, and yeah, and one more thing is the thirst of the people towards money is also here. So yeah, that's what I have to tell you guys. Thank you.
I want to add something, Sandy. You know what? Like I've seen many people, many family, many boys. If you ask them that which kind of girl you want, and they will say that achhi ladki, like good and sanskari girl they want, right? And after they get sanskari girl, a very good girl, what they will do, like they will demand money from them. I'm not only talking about not financially stable person. I'm also talking about a good financially stable person. If I give example, like there was a I'm talking about Bihar. There was a person. He was a IS officer, and in IS examination, there you will get a essay writing, and in that essay writing you have to write 3 to 4 pages on dowry system. And after clearing that that IS examination, when he become IS officer, and what they do, they have, I must consider that he must return that good things about dowry system should be banned. But after clearing the examination, after becoming IS officer, what he have done, he demanded even like more dowry from uh, bride's family. Why? Because only because he is at the good position, and that is what, and they think that, and this is what happening in our what in our society, that not only low class people, also high class people, they demand for dowry system, and dowry system become a worst problem in our society. Everyone demanding for this. So I think that this system is a worst system, and it should be vanished from India.
Yeah,
Okay.
true. Just one thing, Runi, I want to
Mhm.
add with Priyanka. Just a very simple thing. That whatever Priyanka you have said, it is very correct. Just want to highlight with you that this thirst of money can't be quenched. It is everywhere. People ask. Even I was talking to Vandana ji, and she have just told me that even engineers also ask for. So it's very common. But but the if you go with the data now, so the high amount of these crimes is being committed in rural places, or the people mostly who are orthodox thinking, or maybe of the suffering from financial condition, or like people are, the husband asks for money. Why? He is not earning, or either he want to drink. So there are so many reasons, but this prime reason is about financial. Somehow it is prevalent. So yeah, that's it.
One more
Okay.
point, Tony sir.
Ronnie, I would
about
like
to
to
add
add
something.
one thing.
Okay, please one by one. Vishal, you can go and make it short. Okay.
Okay. First of all, on a financial perspective, it's like those specification of state system in India is totally different. For our statistics is also say that are totally different, because of 1,000 men they are using abuse our wife, like 50.56%. They are always beat any kind of abuse to act as a domestic violence. Why? Because of girls just she come from their house just as a woman, and they do not think she is a woman, a girl. They are come from another house, and just they are live for, they are served to our house, and just they do not think, just they are think this is the she is not get a dowry, their father is not give the dowry. That's why they are thinking. And economical pattern women against in a financial abuse is also under a article of, sorry, under a IPC 498 a in a IPC section. They are definitely defined to all kind of abusion, not a single type of abusion in India, especially the physical assault and psychological abuse, social abuse, even the financial abuse. Sometimes the very different abusion like sexual assault by those person they are doing by doing in those girls, yeah, those women, those wives, like yeah, totally different, because I'm just thinking about this is totally different kind of they are doing abuse, and they are also making a plan to different level, because they are in India. ICMR, you are also know the ICMR is a central medicines research center. Yeah, they are also give the statement, this is a ethics cleaner type, using that this word they are using, ethics cleaner. It means like they are use this kind of word they are used to those person they are doing this kind of activity of their house in those girls, yeah, women. This is my point, Ronnie.
Okay. Thank you, Vishal, for sharing your knowledge. You mentioned about lots of IPC section and everything, and it's a wonderful answer. I hope Shivam Sharma will definitely hear the recording in our YouTube channel. By the way, if I talking about the YouTube channel, definitely please guys subscribe our YouTube channel and follow us on our social media pages, and definitely we'll get lots of content. And in upcoming weeks, we'll conduct different kind of podcast. Today we started with the topic domestic violence. We'll go with different kind of topics in every week, and obviously there will be one guest in every week. So please go to the chat section and click on the YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube page and follow us on social media. Thank you. Next question I would like to ask, and this will be the second last question, but before I would like to hear the answer from Ruma and Pawan Kumar because they wanted to speak. It's asked by Nilohit Vishwas, what are the major factors that arise domestic violence within the partners? Okay, I'm repeating the question again. What are the major factors that are arise domestic violence within the partners? So,
Okay, so
who
that
want to
come
May
go
I?
to me,
first?
sir.
Yeah. Ruma, then Pawan Kumar. Okay.
Yes. Okay, thank you for giving me the chance. So according to me, I believe that it's all about depends on the person to person. It doesn't mean that wife is the problem or husband is the problem. So it's all about satisfaction and expectation. If wife expect from husband, for that reason that they expect a lot from husband, even husband also expect from the his or from his wife a lot. So if anyone is not able to fulfill that thing, then they will be more, they will be pissed off about that thing. And the second thing is that less money in, earning less money is not a problem, not an issue. If they both have a good understanding and good bond to each other, then they can face that kind of problem, and they can help them out with this reason. And the third thing is that third thing is that if wife demands something more, like it's all about satisfaction. If wife demands more from husband, husband also try to do that kind of things to, to make her happy. And wife also the responsible. If her husband is not able to earn some money or not fulfill that kind of thing, then on that time the wife also think about that somehow he is unable to unfulfilling that thing. So it all depend on husband and wife and their bond and their relation, their expression, their emotion, and all about love. So that is why I believe that it depends on person to person. In my life, I can say we have a great bond to each other. If any situation can happen, I can manage, and my husband also can manage it. We have a great bond, we have a great love. So that is why I can say it depends on husband and wife. That's from my side. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ruma, for explaining the question in such a nice way. Okay, Pawan Kumar, you can give the answer, but make it short.
Very
Thank
well
you.
said, Ruma ma'am. Very nicely
Yeah,
said.
thank you.
Yeah.
May I?
Sure.
Okay. I would like to just attract all of yours attention towards our one of mythological story. That event that was also called a we can say domestic violence against Draupadi. It happened in Mahabharata. And in that court, open court, I mean, that Dushasana was trying to, I mean, snatch her sari. And that was a kind of domestic violence. But before that violence, when the first time Yudhishthira invited Duryodhana and other rest of his brothers, okay, to his palace, and there most of us have heard that story, like see, I mean, that person, I mean, Duryodhana fall into that ditch, into the waterfall, and suddenly Draupadi started crying, and she was laughing at Duryodhana, and she passed a comment like I mean, a blind father is having a blind son. Okay, that was a sarcastic comment passed by Draupadi, and because of that sarcastic comment, that hurt the ego of that Duryodhana and Dushasana, and then they insulted Draupadi even in that court. Okay, so here, the most of the time, whenever we talk about Mahabharata, we always talk about the insult happened by Duryodhana and Dushasana to the Draupadi. But what insult she did, nobody is recalling this. She initially started that insult. Violence doesn't mean only the physical violence. Violence doesn't mean the mental violence. Even word can create violence. And with the word, Draupadi created violence. Okay, and she tortures Duryodhana, Dusasana, and rest of the 100 brothers. Okay, mentally, and that was a kind of mental torture, and that was happening in the domestic violence. It was coming under the domestic violence. So here, if we talk about violence, then definitely, yes, I do accept, like male, they are very aggressive, they fight, they give violence with their body, with their hand, and they used to beat girls and women. Okay, but even the women at home, they pass such kind of taunt or comment, and these comments can hurt the ego of any, I mean, male member, and this can create violence in the house. My mother used to tell me always, like I have seen in my childhood also, like there was hot discussion between my ma and my father. Okay, my father was bit aggressive. Okay, but my mother was telling me, like if I have to run my family, then definitely I'll have to control on my mouth. I will have to control on my tongue. Why? Because this is my family. I have to run it. Okay, nobody will come from my, I mean, my maternal side, and they will help me. Definitely I'll have to control. So these are the things, I mean, multiple things which creates violence. So we need to think upon it. That's all from my side.
So one very quick question I had, Rooney, if you will allow me to ask
Yeah,
Pawan
yeah,
Kumar.
sure, sure,
Very
sure.
quick question. So Pawan, I'm little disagree with you, since you said Draupadi uh, passed some, derogatory comment to few people in the family, and hence she got uncovered in front of so many men, and she being insulted, and that was justified, you're trying to say?
No, 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 no. I'm not talking about the justification. I'm not talking about the justification. I'm just talking about the root cause, where that problem started. You can see, like, the people tree seed is very small, very small. It is very hard to see with our bare eye. Okay. Nevertheless, when you plant a seed in the ground, you will have a big tree, a giant tree, and that tree will give thousands and millions of new seeds. So that was the root cause. Even you see, Duryodhana was a great enemy of Pandavas. Okay. Even Karna was the great enemy of Pandavas. Why? Duryodhana was being insulted by Draupadi
So
in
Pawan,
her court. Okay. And
mhm.
second one, even Karna was being insulted by Draupadi by saying, Sut putra se main shaadi nahi kar sakti. This was a total, insult by the
Agree with
Draupadi.
you, Pawan. But what I think, if somebody is taunting you or putting derogatory comment, then we should reply in that way. Uncovering one female, in front of so many men is not at all acceptable or justified. I think if someone is taunting you and you are getting harassed mentally, then there is a way to handle it rather than
No. Okay.
physically
Okay.
abusing
You are
that
right.
woman. That was I'm
Yeah.
trying to say. That's it.
You,
But
you
I agree with
yes,
you. Even she should have
yes.
respected these men. I agree with you.
Actually,
Hello,
what
Pawan.
happened, right?
One thing I would like to ask.
Yes.
As you are saying that Duryodhan was insulted by that lady. But I would like to say that if the lady would not insulted the Duryodhan, somebody else had done it. So you have to maintain your mind. We have to maintain ourselves. We cannot say that if she will not insult me, then any other people will insult us. So then we cannot do such kind of very. You are understanding that now. She just opened their sari. It is not the way to react. Actually,
I know.
you
Yes,
try to.
I do. I
इफ
do agree
मैं
with it.
बस ये कहना चाह रहा हूँ कि उसने अगर इंसल्ट नहीं किया तो कोई और इंसल्ट कर देता. इंसल्ट तो दुनिया में आपको कोई भी कर सकता है ना. अब ये तरीका थोड़ी है कि हम जाके उसका साड़ी ही खोलते हैं.
No, 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 no.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
not
okay,
discussing.
Ravi, Pawan Kumar, and uh, Vandana. I think we are diverting from the topic, and it's already 1 minute and 1 hour and 15 minutes. So we are already late. So I just want to stop three of you here. And before that, I just going to ask the last question, which is asked by me only. Okay. You remember, I started the topic violence, and before that, we talked about a movie which released yesterday, that is Darlings, right? So, again, let's come to the domestic violence. In that movie, particularly, that we have seen the mother and the daughter are trying to take revenge uh, from his husband, okay, from his son-in-law. So is it justified? I mean, that probably that's the reason that lots of people are talking about to boycott Darlings on Twitter, and it's trending that boycott Darlings. And so my question to all of you, anyone can give the answer. Especially, I just want to ask girls first, then boys can obviously give the answer. And this will be the last question before we go into the quiz round and before we end the podcast of today's Ask Anything to Girls Domestic Violence. So I'm just asking the question, and this will be the last question. Is it justified to take the revenge from the opposite gender if they are doing domestic violence against you? It can be anything. A man can also be tortured, a woman can also be tortured, and after that, the opposite gender just trying to take revenge. So, is it justified? Vandana, are you there?
Yes, Roni, I'm there.
Can you speak loud, little loud?
1 second. Okay, now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
whatever the question I asked, I hope you got it, right?
Yes, I got the answer. Yes, I
Okay,
got the question. Yeah.
yeah.
So I
So
think
this is the
Pawan
last
Kumar
question
is
I'm going to ask. Pawan
unmuting
Kumar
his
already gave
mic.
the answer 2 times.
Okay, okay,
So
okay,
I just want to ask you. So
okay.
yeah, please go ahead
Uh,
with the
it's-
question.
Okay, so I think it's not justified because we cannot motivate violence. If one person is, doing domestic violence physically, in that video I have seen that person is beating her wife and physically abusing. Then this is not good idea to take revenge in the same way because anyhow we have law, strong law that women should have gone to the police nearest police station, and I'm sure we have good judicial system where we get the fair decision, right? So even I don't feel that we should motivate such kind of revenge where we are motivating the violence. Yeah, Rooney.
Okay. Anyway, thank you so much, Vandana, for giving the answer. And it's already 1 hour and 20 minutes, so we can stop the podcast here for today. But before that, there will be a quiz for all of you. I am going to ask the quiz. Definitely, you will enjoy the quiz. But before ending, I just would like to say thanks to all the people who joined the podcast with Vandana, The podcast Ask Anything to Girls is it's a really huge success for us, and definitely we learned many things. And remember just one thing: all the thing all the thing we discussed just for educational purpose, and our intention is not to hurt anyone's sentiment. We are not here for hurting anyone's sentiment, and this is kind of social issue that we are talking about. And I hope many people learn many things from today's episode, Ask Anything to Girls, podcast number one, domestic violence. Thank you so much for joining the podcast once again to all of you. And I hope you will watch the podcast once again in our YouTube channel only. Just go to subscribe and our YouTube channel, Study Learners Academy. Thank you so much for everyone joining the debate. This is Rooney signing off.
Thank you so much,
Thank you for
everyone.
giving